In our last video, we boarded one of America's best and most luxurious river cruises. In this case, it's actually a lakes cruise. We started in Chicago, and over the next 11 days, we are going to travel through all 5 Great Lakes and end our voyage in Toronto. Yesterday we had the chance to visit the island in America where cars are illegal, Mackinac Island, Michigan. The whole island feels stuck in the 1800s with only horse and buggies and bikes for transportation. It's a beautiful, charming island, and it was truly a magical visit for us. We're already looking forward to returning again someday. But the best is yet to come as we are nearing closer to Niagara Falls, and we have just pulled into port in Canada. Welcome to Sault Ste. Marie, the beautiful lakeside town on Lake Superior, where half of the town is in the USA, the other half of the town is in Canada. We have just come to the largest lock system in the world. A lock is a boat elevator. So since the 2 lakes we're in between right now are on different elevations, this lock system allows you to pass through both of them. The passage here is between Lake Huron and Lake Superior, which we will actually be crossing later today on our own boat. We just finished up a little bus tour around the city, saw some of the local Sault Ste. Marie sites, and now we're gonna have a little more hands-on experience.
You have just your hand like this. I'll show you. Put a little bit in there. You're gonna throw it in, or you can actually put your hand in there and kind of wiggle it around and let it go.
Ready? Let's see if they'll come get it. Wow. That's cold water, huh? Well, there he goes. He's eating some of it. These fish grow up to 8 feet tall. The sturgeon in the lakes here.
It is a beautiful day out, so we're here on a walk in what has been said to be one of the first founded cities here in America. This place gets about 6 feet of snow, so I'm sure it's absolutely freezing.
So we're not living here.
Definitely never gonna live here. But this is a beautiful town. It's split in half essentially. Half is in the US, half is in Canada. So you'll see Border Patrol running around here. I don't really know who's running in between these towns.
So far we've been on Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, and today we're crossing over to our 3rd Great Lake, Lake Superior, before making our way down south. We finished up our day in Sault Ste. Marie and got back on the boat to head to the boat locks, which we saw earlier today. When it was our turn, our boat pulled into the lock and it was filled with water. About 20 minutes later, it was completely full, and we continued our journey on to Lake Superior. We spent the rest of the day sailing and making our journey to southern Michigan. There was one more surprise waiting for us today. The captain of the ship invited us to have dinner with him at the captain's table. We had such a fun night with Captain Gare and his lovely wife Linda, sharing stories about the places we have traveled and what life is like as a ship captain. This was truly a night to remember. It is day 6 of our cruise on American Queen Voyages from Chicago to Toronto. We've gotten into a bit of a routine since being on board, so today I want to show you what that looks like, as well as do a quick ship tour. We like to start the mornings off with a workout, and then we'll have some breakfast. They do have a big buffet, although we usually choose to go light and just get a bowl of oatmeal with some fruit because we eat so much throughout the day on this cruise. All of the food and drinks are included, and it feels like we're eating non-stop. Speaking of food, it is almost lunchtime, but before we go eat, there is one activity that we think we're gonna join in on. These cruises are geared a bit more towards the older generation, and one of the most popular activities on board is bingo. So we're gonna go play, why not? And Chloe is one of the luckiest people in the world. I seriously would not be surprised if she won.
Folks, we have our first winner. So you can go ahead and clear those cards, folks, and we're going to get started in just a second with the X game. Congratulations to our first underage winner.
Thank you.
This is the main dining room where we've been eating most of our meals. I will say the food on board has been so much better than what you'd get on a normal cruise. It just feels like fine dining every single meal. So let's see what we have today for lunch. And we have the best table on the ship right next to the window overlooking the Great Lakes while we eat. So what did everyone order, and how has the food been so far?
I had chicken pot pie, and everything's been perfect.
I got tuna.
Oh.
This is grouper with some veggies and sirloin burger.
In the name of research, I had to order every appetizer. So I had a vegetable quiche, split pea soup, and a caprese salad. All were delicious. And he makes us smoothies every day. Some of the other passengers on board said that Lennon made them miss their own grandchildren, so she gave him bubbles. It was the sweetest gift. So this right here is the grill. It's one of 2 restaurants on board. This is more a buffet style breakfast, lunch, and dinner place, which is at the back of the boat and has 180-degree panoramic views overlooking the lakes. The best part of this restaurant, there's an ice cream machine. The ship we're on is a standard size for a riverboat cruise, but smaller compared to regular cruise ships. There are 5 decks in total, 105 cabins, and 220 passengers can come on board. So I'm currently on deck 1, which has the main dining room and cabins. My favorite deck is deck 2. This is the Compass Lounge where Chloe cleaned up in bingo. I think she put in like $20 and won $150, so not a bad return. Also on this floor is the gym, the shore excursion desk, more cabins, and the tavern, which is where you can go get drinks anytime. But right now they're setting up for afternoon tea time. Another crowd favorite here is crossword puzzles.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Maharaja Tea Time. Oh, I got fired.
Someone's feeling good after winning that bingo money.
Mama's got money. From now on, we shall title her Sugar Mama. Speaking of sugar.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Those fruit tarts are so good. Favorite thing at afternoon tea, the scones. These are elite with clotted cream and jam.
Delicious.
I mean, we didn't need the extra food today, but I'm not mad about it. The Compass Lounge is dangerous because there's always cookies here as well, 24 hours a day. These cookies are really good.
And welcome to the 3rd deck of the Ocean Voyager. Right here where most of the staterooms are. We've got some down that hallway, that one, and this one, which is our hallway. Now you might think, wow, is that the longest hallway I've ever seen? And yes, you're correct, especially for our son who loves to sprint down it and yell, Spidey!
Or me.
And here, you'll see our door. We are room 349. We have a beautiful and sweet access granted. Sorry, it's a little messy. Okay, clearly ours has been lived in, but we do have shots from when we first arrived. So we'll go to that.
Deck 5 is the sun deck, but there's no pool, so I don't really know the point of laying out. I guess you can still get tan. And this is the captain's bridge right here, which we toured the other day, and yours truly even drove the ship for a minute and almost hit another ship, but we won't talk about that. I think my favorite part of this ship is that everything is included. I've already mentioned the food and the drinks, but the Wi-Fi, all the shore excursions, tips, gratuities, everything is included in the price. Gym tour. This is a tiny gym. 1 elliptical. Free weights. No gym is complete without a Bowflex. Another day, another new city. Today we're in Detroit, Michigan. The boat has just docked up over here. There's a river walk right here, so we're gonna go for a little morning run. What's cool about Detroit is that we are in the USA currently, but just right across the river, that is all Canada. Who said Detroit has nothing to offer? This place is beautiful. What are your first impressions of Detroit?
It's actually pretty cool.
I love the river walk. It's beautiful.
Really fun river walk. Great skyline.
Beautiful wildflowers.
Water's cleaner than I expected. Pretty cool.
Not bad. I'm actually really surprised by Detroit. I have heard mostly negative things about this city in the past, but from what I have seen so far, I really like it. Let's see more of Detroit. We made our way over to the Ford factory where Henry Ford built the very first Ford car in 1903. We learned more about the history of the automobile industry and even took some photos in this actual car from the early 1900s. We got back on the boat and set sail for Cleveland. As we make our way down the Detroit River, we cruise into the smallest and most shallow of the Great Lakes, Lake Erie. We are greeted with a beautiful sunset to end the night. The next morning, we wake up in Cleveland, Ohio. Well, this is pretty cool. We docked right here, and then right behind us is the Cleveland Browns Stadium.
It's a better view than the tire factory I thought we docked next to.
Which is right there. The first stop for us in Cleveland is the Rock and Roll Museum. Our son is named Lennon after John Lennon of the Beatles, so we are very excited to see this. There are guitars and memorabilia from the most famous artists to ever live. This was a special experience for us to see our son interacting with the Beatles music and enjoying dancing to it. There's a reason I don't play the guitar. Maybe Lennon has a future on the drums though. We had a short stop at a botanical garden before exploring more of the city. I saw a big sign for arcade, so obviously I was excited. Turns out arcade does not mean the same thing in Cleveland. This was just a mall. After our visit to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we were still in that rock and roll mood, so we danced the night away back on the ship. The stops have been great so far, but tomorrow is the day we have all been looking forward to on this cruise. Welcome to the beautiful, lush, green, mountainous Canada. Jokes aside, this is actually our first time in Canada. We are so excited to be here. Although we didn't dock at the most beautiful place in the world, we are headed to see something that's been on our bucket list for a long time. Canada, Canada, Canada. If you can't tell by all the red ponchos around us, we are about to get on a boat to get up close and personal with Niagara Falls. The fact that they're giving every single person a poncho means I think we are going to get wet. Let's go! Woo! We look like Teletubbies. That is quite the look right there.
I'm going to be fine.
Getting closer, you can already feel the mist coming off. All I see is sunglasses.
It's about to miss.
Here it comes. Whoa! Here it comes. Oh, there it is! That mist is no joke. It is not raining. That is all mist.
We are in the waterfall.
You might be thinking, oh, this is so crazy. I bet your son's having a great time. He's asleep. I chose a terrible day to wear jeans and sneakers. How's that taste?
Delicious.
Alright, not gonna lie, that was pretty cool.
I loved it.
And the scenery right next to the falls is pretty gorgeous. We have a very unique and special lunch today. We are going to be going all the way up to the top of that tower, which revolves and overlooks Niagara Falls. Yeah, you ready? Ready, let's go. Going up. This is really cool. This restaurant is up at the top of the tower and it's constantly revolving. We're overlooking Niagara Falls right now and it takes an hour to do a full circle. So we can see both falls from here, but in a few minutes, we won't be able to anymore.
Between the Canadian and American border, there is this island right here. It's called Goat Island. The reason it's called Goat Island is because the Americans used to let their animals graze on that island, and during a very harsh winter, the only animal that was left was a goat. Therefore, we've got Goat Island.
And that is exactly where we were earlier on that boat going right into the falls. There are these little fun facts along the way as we're moving. I just read one that says Carl Susek was the first Canadian to go over the falls. He did it in a wine barrel in 1984 and survived and was fined $500.
Jordan and I both got salmon. Lennon obviously got chicken fingers. This sauce is so good. Salmon's a little overcooked, but the sauce makes up for it.
We are making the most of our time in Niagara here today. Right behind me is a helipad, and when that helicopter comes back, we are going to get on that and get yet another view of Niagara Falls. Being an aviation nerd, I just love helicopters so much. It provides a perspective you can't get from anywhere else, and so I'm very excited for this. We just got inside and we are already taking off. Let's go, buddy! Woo! Look how cool that is! It's amazing! Unreal. I think Lennon's a little scared. He's holding on to both of our hands right now. He's a champ. This is the third helicopter ride he's been on. He was a little scared during the flight, but afterwards we got up, he said, yeah, that was fun, huh? And just like that, our trip has come to an end. We've made it to Toronto. My goodness, what an incredible 11 days it has been.